What's up guys, it's Kwam, and we're back. This is the last video for Dengoku sometime on Kaiser. And this is the mech slash transformation item for God King Goku, which is Kaiser Mongoku's power up, at least his final form. So we have Kinriser right here, and we have the little Arcager right there. Arcager King Goku. So I'm really excited. This video will feature comparisons between Megazord and real Megazord with the Monkaizer line, because I not own Megazord when Monkaizer line began. But you know, through the months I've had him, I've gotten all the weapon goes and real Megazord, and I would like to compare the final mix of each series. So I think that'll be really cool. And also, before I get to this guy, there's a combination in Monkaizer that I didn't necessarily miss, but when I did Arcager's video, I wasn't able to show the combination off because it didn't debut. But, you know, since I took the long break, I never got a chance to show it. And instead of making a whole separate video, I'm just gonna do it in this video. It's real quick, it won't take that long. So I already have his little staff on the back here from Diamond Kaiser. So all you want to do here is take off his little emblem, and then you will split him in two, like so. We'll take it with his legs, and you'll need these. And then fold his little top knot down for now. And there you go. For Akiju here, what you're going to do here is take off the emblem. You're going to need that. You're going to need the legs, so rip off his legs, just like so. And you're going to rip off both his arms. So rip them off like that, and rip the other one off like that. And you don't need this part anymore. We'll throw this off to the side. And to combine both is very easy. So you'll put the legs on the body like this, just like so. Each of the arms will fit on the shoulder pads right here. Kind of like move these out the way a little bit, just so it's easier to get them on. So just plug them in like that. Then you just fold that right back down. I just do it just to make sure I don't bump anything on the actual video. So just plug it in just like so, like that. Then simply you'll just put the emblem on the chest right there, and then Mongoku's emblem will plug right on his head, and you can flip the little top knot right back up. And there you go, guys. There is Azul Diamond Kaiser, which is the combination between Arcager and Diamond Kaiser. So this combination makes it to the debut in the Kaiser got Mariah arc, and that's his only appearance. But I do like it quite a bit. Again, I've had this combination obviously done since the mechs are done for months. Basically since I finalized everything, but I never got a chance to show it. And I realized it during the Gamma video that I still needed to show it off before the series is over. So that's the combination. Not really too much to go over. He kind of looks like a big hulking machine. He turns Diamond Kaiser into a big hulking machine, which is obviously the intention of the form, because he's combined with the bull, which is also kind of ironic because, of course, the Demon Bull King and the Monkey King, you know, they don't get along. Monkaizer is a little bit different, though. Again, check out Monkaizer on Instagram. That's where you'll find everything easy. But yeah, that's that for you. So I want to start things off with Arcager King Goku. So this is the Monkaizer's gimmick, the little Arcagers. Of course, my friends, I've showed this to them and say, oh, you'll make the rest of them. No, I didn't make every single one, but all of them will pretty much look something like this. If you've also seen the Instagram, you've seen the drawings I did of them, which is basically the whole point. But this guy is one little gimmick, guys, and the whole thing is that they're a little arcade. They're kind of like Gochizos from Kamen Rider Gav. That's where I got the whole idea from. So they're kind of like, this is their little arcade form right here. There's a little like bend in here and a little screen and stuff like that. It's nice and golden. Turn around, you do see the little face there, and there is a little transformation gimmick where the sides kind of flip out and flip around like this. Get the little arms, and for King Goku specifically, these little spines kind of like come out, which is supposed to resemble his hair. And you see that little face, little teeth, little arms, and this is Arcager King Goku in his little cute little I guess monster form. It's really adorable. I can't really get too much close. I can get closer, but it's not really too much to say. You kind of just get the basic idea here. You can't move his little arms around here, and he just kind of looks pretty adorable, you know. If you want to look at him going 360, there's that. Not really too much to go over. He's just a cute little guy. Yeah, that's pretty much it for him. And here is Kinriser. So basically the whole thing is with this mech is, well, once he's all in his robot mode, the little Arcager pilots the little mech suit. So this guy is a little mech suit, basically. So I guess kind of similar to Ninja, with Shurikenjin, but way better because I don't like the Ninja toy line. But yeah, just having a look at him here. He's kind of just like in his kind of like stand up and straight mode. This is also the transformation item for God King Goku. It's an artifact from the different realm, which again I'm not gonna explain. If you go on Monkaizer, you'll see on Instagram on Monkaizer. Go check it out. But yeah, this is how he transforms to God King Goku. So having a closer look at the guy here. It's pretty simple. He's kind of just a robot, kind of like just flipped in a whole bunch of different pieces here. But he does look, I think, quite nice. Just kind of standing up and down here with the nice gold and whites. There's the back. There. He does have these little stud shooters, and like I explained in literally every single video, I'm pretty sure since BVA I've said this. I don't like using these little stud shooters. You know, this is a different kind of stud shooter. It's more like a tile disc shooter because it doesn't actually shoot like stud. I think studs are a little bit too big to fit in there. But like I've always explained since BVA, I don't like these for actually firing because you lose the studs, and studs are actually some of the most valuable Lego pieces out there. Which I don't know if you knew that or not, but at least in my opinion they are. But yeah, I always put shooters, whatever you want to call these, on these guys for aesthetic. I don't actually ever use them. But I'm sure if I was playing with these, I definitely would. Like playing like an actual scene with them. But that's actually not what happens. That's pretty much it for this guy. If you want to know how this guy transforms into, it's pretty simple. So basically, Sunray will basically just have the guy in his hand just like this. Hold him just like this. The whole idea of this part here, him holding it like this, it's not really the whole idea, but if you guys know about some Ultraman shows, it's kind of like Ultraman-esque a little bit. I don't know, I just feel like modern Ultraman just kind of have like the holding the toy like this going on. But anyway, you would just lift up the head here, and now reveal a little compartment, and the little Arcager, Arcader would fit right inside there. Activate the sound, and then it will close over, and he'll be like, you know, raised up in the air, and he would transform into God King Goku, which is really awesome. Of course it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it for just look at the guy. So let's get him transformed into the robot mode. So to transform this guy, it's really easy. So we're gonna take this entire body section here and flip it around just like so. So just gonna flip it all the way around so you get to see basically the body being normal. You're gonna not split apart the legs because these aren't connected, but just kind of like get his legs spread out just like this so he's standing up straight. You can move the arms out the way just like so. You can open up little fingers here and kind of rest these alongside his body just like so. You'll take the little Arcader here, you'll fold up his little hair here, and you can plug him in just like he did in the other form, but it'll be all the way back since there's more room. So plug him in just like that. Take his little control pad, flip it up like this, and then you just flip the head down, open up this little the hair here, little parts of the hair here that you'll just lift out just like this. So lift these hairs out of the little gap like that, and then you'll fold the hair, the bigger spikes of hair back in, and kind of bend them a little bit so he has more of a natural, like, cool look to him. And then you'll just raise the head up just like so. All right, guys, and there he is. There is Kinriser all transformed. But yes, having a close look at the guy here, he looks really neat. I love the white with the gold and the light blues. He looks really great. He looks like something like an ancient, like a mythical ancient artifact, which obviously he basically is. But he looks really cool. I really do like the look. So let's get a close look at the head here. When I was designing the suit and also by and large designing the mech, because Kaiser Goku, the helmet does have the little top knot, and of course Diamond Kaiser also has the little top knot there. So I said for King Goku, you know, since obviously I love Dragon Ball, I love Son Goku, the character Kakarot, and obviously I love Super Saiyan. So let me make the helmet have his little hair, and the mech have his little hair as well to kind of represent like, because the Asabadi Fire form, which you guys didn't see on YouTube because there was no mech for it. But if you guys followed the Instagram, you would know that his little top knot kind of is on fire, and then from there, like the little top knot like bursts out and all of the hair is exposed, which is basically the entire idea behind, at least that part of the design. But moving down here, you can see just like a nice little detail. You guys basically can see what exactly is going on. The gold, there's a little Arcager in there, the power system with the core there. I put those little translucent blue disc on each joint. Just give more again of that artifact kind of look, ancient look. Let's look at the shoes there, the little feet. He's overall more slender than the other guys. He's less bulky, which again that kind of fits the overall aesthetic of the form. I think, you know, instead of this like hulking monster like Arcager, and it's more like buffed out kind of warrior like Diamond Kaiser and small Goku and all that. He's more slender, more like, I guess, godly, more holy looking, which is of course again the whole idea behind this guy. But yeah, let me get him off the little rotating bit here. You basically did see all the detail that this guy pretty much had to offer. Articulation wise, he does have a ball joint in the neck, and in the head. Which does provide for really good range of motion, probably the best of any Monkaizer mech because there's two bases for that articulation. You can't move the little hairs, kind of any way you like to get the preferred look you want there. Pretty good. They're typical ball jointed arms here. They can move all the way around, up, down, pivot. He just has a little finger articulation, just like pretty much all the mechs have, because they all have fingers there. There's a waist swivel, which is part of the transformation with this guy. So he does have that. His little like hip flaps here are on articulation. They can move in and out. So you can get the legs to move forward, backward, and out. Pivot them there. These parts aren't delicate, you know, they fit on just fine. I just popped it up by accident. And then the hip, or not the hips, but the feet do have a little bit of articulation here. They can rotate, pivot in and out, forward and backward. Not too much. You know, this one's just kind of there for balance, and it does move forward pretty much all you would need to, which is quite neat. For size comparison, I do have real Megazord in the robot form here, not with all the other weapon goes, just the basic guy right here, just to kind of see the overall kind of look between both of these guys. The final mech from each, although I guess you consider 5 color the final mech of Goku. But yeah, that's that comparison there. And here he is next to Diamond Kaiser, the first mech of the line compared to the last, and definitely see the evolution there between, well, basically himself. Even though he's not he's not Kinriser. He's really this one. Kind of piloting it. But yeah, that's basically that comparison there. But there is something really cool that we can do from both these guys. So we can combine these two together, and from there we can combine the other guys here to combine with them as well, which is really, really fun. So let's get that started. But before I do that, because I totally know what I'm doing here, and I totally know that my videos are not scripted, I also forgot to show off, and I didn't forget to compare with Megazord, like the base Monkaizer. I'm saving that for the very end. But here is the Arcager next to a Goku ring. So this is one of the one of the mecha rings. This is Megazord Red's ring. So if you want a size comparison there, that's basically it. If you want to take off the little ring holder there, that's the comparison there. They're pretty comparable in size. They're both pretty small. What you're gonna do here? Take the legs of King Goku and take the body of Diamond Kaiser and combine them just like so. So there is that. From there, you'll take the head of King Goku and plug it into the ball joint right there. And then from there, you'll rotate the wing flaps up, or not the cape flaps up, rotate them back like so. Kind of get these as far back as you can, so you can have the hair out like this, just like so. All right, and then from there, you can also give him his staff. So let's put the staff in his hands. There is Kinriser, Monkaizer, all put together. So yeah, there he is. I actually really like this form. I like it better than actually both individual ones. I really like it better than Kinriser. Let me fix this one. I like the red that he adds to him. It kind of adds like the bulkiness, like in the torso section, but also still like the holiness, quote unquote, that Kinriser has, or King Goku has, and it looks really cool. I actually really like this guy. Get him off the stand here so you can get a little bit of a closer look. This is head here. I'm sorry, the glare. I'm using the flashlight or the light on my phone. I've been using it since the previous video. I actually really like it because I think it kind of like tones down like the light, because I hate the ceiling light up for my ceiling. I actually hate that light for these videos. I think this one's way better on my phone. But there's kind of a better look of the guy. Articulation is basically what you would basically expect. I'm not gonna show it off once again. But yeah, that is Kinriser Monkaizer. So let's get into the real fun and combine some of the other guys to him. So let's get this started. Okay, so for all these combinations, I'm gonna do them. I'm not gonna show each individual transformation, each individual part that comes off. If you want to see that, go watch the other Monkaizer videos. I just want to run through these pretty quick. So the first one I'm gonna show off is Ryuma. So Ryuma, you'll use both his arm bits, both of the bits that become the arms. So they will attach onto the arm right there, just like he did in the one video. And you'll attach the other arm onto the other side, just like he did, again, just like he did in his video. And yeah, there's Ryuma, Kinriser, Monkaizer, right there. So you can kind of have a look at him with the green dragon arms. And I think this combination is very poetic because these two in the story are very close. So I just think it just really adds to the overall look of the guy. But yeah, that is that's that formation right there. The Heka, you'll use both of basically the entire thing, except for her little head. So the head is not there, and of course this form he does have his staff, just like that, And there is Henka, Kinriser, Monkaizer. Again, I really like how this one looks. This one's definitely the easiest one. Henka's always been probably my favorite, just in terms of like how simple she is. Let me put this down. It's not really too much going on with her, but she's simple, it's effective, and I just like the overall vibe that it gives. So yeah, that is that formation there. And for Fan, you'll just use both of her halves here. Hopefully, I know in her video, she kind of gave me a hard time. Well, one of the sides in her video gave me a hard time, and I don't know why I struggle so badly with that one. So let's see if this one will do any better. Come on, let's plug this on. Just like so. Okay, and there is Fan, Kinriser, Monkaizer, and again, this one looks really cool. I really like Fan's as well. I like how she forms like bigger forearms with two big old blades on them, and again, I just think this looks again really dope. But yeah, that's like pretty much every single like little individual combination with these guys. This one does not combine with Arcager King because that does not canonically happen in the show, because he does not turn good until like very late into the show, and they didn't have an opportunity to come out with each other, because even though like they're on the same team, they still don't really like each other, so that didn't end up happening. And he doesn't combine with the Gamma or any of his stuff because they're from a different game, and already combined the other two was really hard, like in series for them to do anyway. And then for Small Goku, he joins the series really late. Or not joins the series, but he joins up, like, he basically joins their side, like, really late into the game. Like, really late into the series. So, that does not end up happening either. So, that is basically all that he can combine with. But I really like Kinriser, Monkaizer, and pretty much all of the guys that he does form with. He's really cool. Alright, here's a comparison between Kinriser, Monkaizer, and Megazord, Real Megazord 5 color. the big kind of cluster combination in Go Juju, just to kind of see what I make and what Bandai freaking makes. But yeah, let's kind of get a level comparison here. So he's this guy's really big, obviously. This is not a video about 5 killer anyway, but he's maybe about like 2 of these guys stacked on top of each other. But yeah, that's your comparison there. Let me know which one you guys like better. I know one of my good friends really hates this thing. So tell me, Kaiser, which one you like better, this guy or this guy? Please let me know in the comment section below, please. And one last comparison. I've always wanted to do this again, because usually when I get Sentai mechs, I don't get them until after I bring them down. Like, I recently got pretty much almost all of the Babunja toy line. And obviously, Zenodra was last year, and I wasn't able to compare them. But I made sure for this last video, I wanted to compare these two. So here is 2025 QSU's mech, Diamond Kaiser, compared to 2025 Super Sentai Megazord, right there. So there's the comparison there. And I'm sure I don't know if you guys can tell, but Megazord was a big inspiration behind this entire toy line, this entire Monkaizer line. Because I had a completely different idea for Monkaizer before we saw pictures of Megazord. But when we did, well, not the toy, because I like the toy, just like what he does, but I think as a toy, he's kind of trash. But just the idea of Megazord inspired the Monkaizer toy line. So thanks, Megazord. Your service really was appreciated this year. But yeah, that's the comparison between these two. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for Tengoku Sentai Monkaizer. And that's going to do it for the QSU as well. This is the last installment of the QSU, as next season will be a rebrand. And no, I came up with the rebrand months and months and months before we knew about Sentais. But the rebrand is called Colorful Heroes. I'll try and throw up the logo there. It will reveal the red hero from that series, but you know, whatever, we can't get around that. But yeah, the next season is called Zoom Zoom Heroes. That's gonna be the season after Monkaizer, and all the heroes before Zoom Zoom Heroes will be referred to as their season name, like their team name plus heroes. So Monkaizer heroes, Zenodra heroes, Utendra heroes, all that stuff. But yeah, I kind of have this like really cool, like crazy kind of pose these all guys on. I really like reading this too. That was really cool. I know at these little end bits, I always kind of give a little bit of an update as what's next to come. Or like the overall, not what next to come, I already did that, but what's basically the reflection of the year. Overall, I really like how all these guys turned out. Very different from Zenodra and other toy lines, but I like overall how different, how simple it is. In terms of the uploading schedule, it wasn't the best this year. It was pretty good for the first couple of months, but you know, as the year went on, I get more tired, more busy. And that just led to no uploads. But I'm happy I was able to get this guy out this month. So still before December, before the holidays. So I am happy with that. Also, Monkaizer might be the first toy line I don't have to break down, at least not completely. Because I already started the mech for Zoom Zoom Heroes. And I don't believe I'll need to break apart any of these guys. Maybe I'll take some parts away from the smaller guys, but in terms of breaking apart these bigger ones here, like specifically this one, I want to keep this Diamond Kaiser intact, and I don't think I'll need to touch him. But yeah, so Zoom Zoom Heroes, the series will be coming out in January or February 2026. Again, follow Instagram to keep updated with that. And the toy line, the mech should be out around that time as well, February 2026. But guys, thank you so much for supporting Monkaizer. Thank you so much for supporting me with these mech videos for the past 5 years. It's crazy how long I've been doing this. Well, consistently. I've been doing it since Arcager, but consistently as like a main thing on the channel, it's been like 5 years, 5 seasons. And it's like or 6 seasons really, but 5 years. And it's just crazy how far we've come. Look at this. I will not have able to build any of these guys during the time of BVA or Maricoger. Look at all like the detail, like all the personality that all these guys have. It's absolutely amazing. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.